What's up YouTube? My name is Amisbro, and for this video we are talking about Night 2 of New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup for, excuse me, March 8th, 2015. This one took place in Korakuen Hall, which for those who are familiar, or might not, be familiar, back around January 5th is when the New Year's Dash event took place, and this is where the second round of our tournament took place. So, those matches took place in the second half of the show. We will talk about them. The first half was one singles match and 3 tag matches. The first match was Jay White versus Chaos's YOSHI-HASHI, with Yoshi winning by pinfall. I thought Jay was going to win this one, actually. I really did. I thought they were going to give him a win over a member of Chaos, but they didn't, and it was... part of me would say it was a bit surprising, but part of me kind of wasn't, only because of the way he's been booked lately. In the past couple of shows that I've seen him, he's become almost like another Captain New Japan, where you almost know the outcome of his matches before they take place. Although this one, I thought there was a couple times he was going to get the pinfall, but nope. Yoshi won with I think it's a rolling senton off the top that he used, right? A rolling splash, backsplash off the top rope, and that was how he scored the pin. Match 2. Alright. Matches 2, 3, and 4 were all tag matches. Match 2 was a 10... Holy shit. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was a 10-man tag team match, 5 men on each team. Team 1 was Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tomoki Honma, Captain New Japan, and Kushida of the Time Splitters, taking on Satoshi Kojima, Tiger Mask, Manabu Nakanishi, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Mascara Dorada. Well, the team of Satoshi Kojima, Tiger Mask, Manabu Nakanishi, Taguchi, Dorada won with a Kojima Lariat on Captain New Japan. I called it Lariat. Basically, he gave him a clothesline that turned him inside out 6 ways Sunday. And, whew, yeah. That was a really good match, though. Really good. A couple times I thought that Tenzan's team was going to win. After the match, however, Tenzan's team laid a beatdown on Kojima, and Kojima, I believe, challenged... It's hard to tell because it's in Japanese, but I believe he challenged Tenzan for the NWA title. So there is a possibility we're going to see that match take place in the near future. And I would actually like to see that match. Maybe we'll get that an invasion attack. I'm down for it. Match 3. Hiroshi Tanahashi. See, there's the whole Hiroyoshi and Hiroshi thing. Hiroshi Tanahashi and Yohei Komatsu took on Yuji Nagata and Sho Tanaka. And Tanahashi and Komatsu won by submission with a rolling leg crab, single leg crab on Tanaka. The thing about this match that I really thought was interesting was we got to see Tanaka go at it with Tanahashi a little bit, and it was a very interesting matchup, and it was a very good matchup between those two. It was also interesting to see at a point during the match how Tanahashi and Komatsu worked together by literally using dual suplexes. That front face lock suplex that Komatsu likes to use, they literally did that in stereo, except the only one that accounted for the pin was Komatsu's. And they worked really, really, really well together. I would say, when we get to World Tag League in the future, do not be surprised if you see them as a tag team, because I think they would be a really interesting team. And I think they might actually get somewhere in it. I'm not saying they would win it, but I'm saying they could. And considering right now that Tanahashi isn't challenging for the heavyweight championship, it would be something for him to do. So I could totally see that, to be honest. The fourth match literally was Chaos versus the Bullet Club. Matter of fact, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, where they were showing the names of the wrestlers, it literally read Chaos versus Bullet Club. We had Shinsuke Nakamura, Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kazushi Sakuraba, who I didn't know he was actually part of Chaos. I thought he was just a guy who tagged with him a lot, but I didn't know he was actually in the Bullet Club, or in Chaos rather. They took on the members of the Bullet Club: Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Tama Tonga, and Cody Hall. And let me just take a moment and talk about Cody Hall. He is huge. Like, he's probably about as tall. I think he's a little bit taller than his father was. I know he's going to be around Kevin Nash's height when he stops growing, if he hasn't stopped already. And he uses the elbows like Nash uses. He also uses the discus clothesline like his father used. You know that clothesline that Scott Hall uses? Yeah, he used the move, and he used it to perfection. I thought he was going to actually get the victory on it, but he didn't. The victory ended up being Nakamura. I forget who he pinned though exactly. Nakamura won using the Bomanier the knee strike. I do forget who he pinned, but it was interesting because Chaos is really good at playing the numbers game, where if they can get one guy in the ring and then they go in and they wipe out all the other members, they'll go and they'll pick that one member apart. The Bullet Club can do the same thing, and they do it well. And literally, I'm not going to be biased here, even though I'm not the biggest BizCliz fan, but they do it just as well. It would be interesting to see in the future, I don't know if they can do this, some type of stipulation match, a elimination match, or some type of other match they can do between the two factions, because I would actually love to see that. Just because these are the two dominant factions right now in the company: Chaos and Bullet Club. If you don't think for 1 second that the bookers may be thinking we need to really make a big match between these two, I think you are sorely underestimating the booking of New Japan, because it would be a great match and a great. If there was a way to completely blow off the Bullet Club, it would be their final match would be against Chaos in some way. That's it. It's the only way to do it. I can't think of any other way to book it. But anyway, now we go into the tournament matches. And we started with 4 members of the Bullet Club. We ended up with 2 after the first night on Thursday. Well, how did they do? We're about to find out. Tokyo Makabe took on Jiro Nakanishi, and this was a good match. I won't say it was match of the night, or match of the night as far as the tournament matches go, but it was at least second place. There was a time I thought Takahashi was going to win the thing when he hit his Dominator move, which he used to beat YOSHI-HASHI in the first round. Well, that didn't happen. Makabe ends up winning after he does his spider suplex, and he hooked himself on the top rope, and then he hit his King Kong knee drop for the victory. But a very good match. Very, very good match. I strongly suggest if you get the chance to see this match, please do. Because it was a good slugfest match. It was a slobber knocker. Then we get to what I consider the weakest match of the round. Toru Yano versus Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi wins by pinfall using a top rope sunset flip, and he wins. They say it was about 2 minutes and some odd and change, according to the bracket that I was looking at. It felt like it was at least a 3 to 5 minute match, but like, I have to ask this question because I don't know, and somebody that is really up on Toru Yano may be able to help me. Does he know how to wrestle a match that is longer than 5 minutes? Like, legitimately. Does he know how to go 10 to 20 minutes? Because it seems like, okay, he'll throw the guy into that turnbuckle that he rips off the pad on, and then he'll go into doing like 5 or 6 cradles. And like, as we saw when he wrestled when he wrestled Tanahashi, he beat him, but it was like in 2 minutes. So I don't know. So somebody would have to explain that one to me, because I'm confused. I like the guy, don't get me wrong. I just want to know if he's actually been able to, if he's humanly capable of wrestling a match longer than 5 minutes. Then we get to Tetsuya Naito versus Luck Fale. Tetsuya Naito wins after reversing a bad luck fall into a Hurricanrana pin. They told a very, very good story with this match. It was that Naito worked on the leg of Fale, and he needed to take his leg out because one of the keys to the bad luck fall is Fale has to be able to stand upright, stable. You take his leg out, he can't do that. A couple times I thought Naito was going to get the victory by a submission. And one time, I think he almost got a version of the calf killer, like what AJ Styles actually used on him at Wrestle Kingdom 9. So there was a very interesting story they told there, and I honestly thought, I did think there was a chance that Fale was going to win, especially after the way Carl Anderson played him up when we got to the end of this past Thursday show. But in the end, Naito won. Naito is going to face Ibushi in the semifinals. But who's Togi Makabe going to face? Well, that will be determined in the main event as the two high school friends, Hiroki Goto and Katsuyori Shibata, took to the mat and put on a clinic. Let me explain something to people. I like a good wrestling match, a good technical wrestling match. But I can also appreciate a good fight. Flat out. See Tomohiro Ishii versus Togi Makabe, Wrestle Kingdom 9. See at, what was it, New Beginnings in Sendai, when Honma took on Ishii for the then vacant Never Openweight Championship. I just want a good fight. And to be honest, one of the first matches I saw when I was really introducing myself to New Japan was Hiroki Goto versus Katsuyori Shibata. And they beat the fuck out of each other to a double knockout. Okay? When I saw that match, I knew I was going to become a fan of New Japan because it reminded me of the hard-hitting style of the NWA of the 1980s. Fast forward to now, fast forward to this match, and what I got was more of the same. And it did my heart very proud. I'm going to say that here, and I'm saying that now. Seeing these guys go at it and just beat the shit out of each other. Yes, at first they were going at it like you expect them to. Two high school buddies, and we're going to exchange pleasantries. But then when they took the kids' gloves off and they just started to beat the shit out of each other, that was probably the best part of the match. They went, for anybody who's curious, that match went 17 minutes, 19 seconds. And I'll promise you this. Even though it only went that long, it was like that Carl Anderson match. The Carl Anderson match, which went about, what was it, 12 minutes? Let me look. That match which went 12 minutes and 10 seconds. There was something about that match with Carl Anderson by himself that I appreciated. This match, again, it may not have felt that long. It may have felt shorter, it may have felt longer, but there was something about just having it was a good wrestling match. It was a mix of good wrestling, good submissions, good martial arts, good kicks, good punches, good everything. If somebody takes this match specifically and puts it on YouTube or Dailymotion or whatever your video streaming site of choice is, watch it. Please. You owe it to yourself to see this match for this round. Go watch the Carl Anderson match from round 1 and then go watch this match from round 2. You will not be disappointed. So, here is where we stand as far as next Sunday, March 15th. 4 men have the opportunity at 3 belts, but they must wrestle twice in one night in order to get that opportunity. The winner of the tournament picks which of the 3 titles, the Never Openweight, the IWGP Intercontinental, and the IWGP Heavyweight, they will fight for. If Togi Makabe wants his chance to be the Never Openweight champion again, he must win twice in one night. If Hiroki Goto wants to win the tournament for the 3rd time, he must win twice in one night. If one of the other 2 kids wants to win, they must first beat each other, and then they must beat one of the hard hitters in the finals. Let me tell you now, That's not going to be easy. Wrestling once in one night in this promotion is hard enough. Do it twice? Alright, now we're getting somewhere. This is going to be good. You owe it to yourself, Sunday night, March 15th, to see the finale. Who is going to have Luck of the Irish on their side when the finals of the semifinals and finals of the New Japan Cup 2015 take place, and which belt will be challenged for when we go to Invasion Attack Sunday night, April the 5th, 2015. That is the question. The answer is next week. Until then, my friends, I hope you take care of yourself. I will see you next Sunday night, March 15th, when we will be talking about the finals of New Japan Cup 2015. You take care. I'll see you then.